Hello. In this video, we're going to learn how to use cause and effect words correctly with punctuation. Just like the ones here on the screen, because, therefore, as a consequence. They're also called connective words. Why connective? Because they connect a cause with an effect. It means a reason with a result. Let's take some examples. As you see here on the right of the screen, we have two sentences. The first one is, it rained. The second one is, I stayed home. It rained is a cause, I stayed home is an effect. Or it rained is a reason, I stayed home is a result. How can we connect them? There are many words, many connective words, many cause and effect words that you can connect these sentences with. And they're all going to have the same meaning. But each word falls into one of these four groups, the ones that I'm going to talk about right now. So on the left of this screen, you have group 1, and that's the structure of group 1. You also have group 2, and that's the structure of group 2. And then you have group 3, and that's structure of group 3, and group 4, and you have structure of group 4. As you see, group 1 and group 2 has only one structure, and group 3 and 4 has each two structures. So let's start and look at this two cause and effect sentences. Let's start connecting them with the word so. To connect them correctly, you should know to which group do they belong. So actually belongs to group number 2. That means you need to use the structure there, structure number 2. It's clause 1, comma, G2, clause 2. What do you mean by clause? A clause is a subject and a verb. If you have a subject and a verb, then you have a clause. So let's connect it. Let's connect these two sentences. There you are. It rained, comma, so I stayed home. Let's choose another word. Let's use therefore to connect these two ideas. And we're going to make the same sentence, the same meaning, the same what? Meaning, but with a different word. What's the word now? Therefore. To use therefore correctly, we should know to which group does it belong. It belongs to group number 1. That means we should use the first structure up there. Clause 1, period, G1, comma, clause 2. Clause 1 means subject verb, then period, and then you're going to start with G1. G1 means it's a word, a connective word that belongs to group number 1. So let's start. It rained yesterday, period, therefore, comma, I stayed home. Now let's use another word, because. Because is very simple. It belongs to group number 3. But in group number 3, you have two structures. This one and the other one. You can use the connective word in the middle, or you can put it at the beginning of the sentence. So let's do it. The first structure, I stayed home because it rained, period. So it's in the middle with no punctuation marks. You can start with it. Because it rained yesterday, comma, I stayed home. Now let's take the last one. Because of. Because of belongs to group number 4. So these are the structures of group number 1, of number 4. They're also 2, like 3. But pay attention here. After the connecting word, we don't have a clause. What do we have? A noun or a noun phrase. So what's the noun phrase or the noun of it rained? Can you say, for example, because of it rained? No. Because of should have a noun after it. What's the noun of it rained? The rain. So let's do it. I stayed home because of the rain. Or, because of the rain, I stayed home. So let's see here. In group 1 and group 2, they're similar. The connecting word is always in the middle between the two clauses. But the difference is in group 1, you put a period after clause 1, but in group 2, you put a comma. The other difference is in group number 1, after the connecting word, which is G1, you put a comma. But in group number 2, after the connecting word, which is here G2, you don't put a comma. And group 3 and group 4 are similar because both of them have two structures. You can put the connecting word in the middle between the two clauses, or you can start with the connective word, as in the right structure. But what's the difference between group 3 and group 4? The difference is one thing. Is in group number 3, what comes after the connecting word is a clause. But what comes after the connecting word in group number 4 is not a clause. It's a noun. Up there it was it rained. Here it's the rain. Let's look at some more words that belong to group number 1. So here we have group number 1. That's the first example with the first word. Do we have other words that belong to group number 1? Yeah, there they are. As a result, consequently, therefore, all of these words belong to group number 1. Therefore, they have all one structure. Clause 1, period, G1, comma, clause 2. So, can we use another word? Yes, there you are. It rained, period. Consequently, comma, I stayed home. Or, it rained, period. As a result, comma, I stayed home. Now, let's take another example. There you are. The traffic was heavy. I was late. Do we have also here a cause and an effect relation? Yes. Why were you late yesterday? Because the traffic was heavy. Okay, let's connect them using therefore. The traffic was heavy, period. Therefore, comma, I was late. Or the traffic was heavy, period. Therefore, consequently, comma, I was late. Or the traffic was heavy, period. As a result, comma, I was late. So now, let's look at group 2. We're done with group 1. So let's see how can we connect the same idea here, but with words that belong to group 2. So group 2 has this structure. Clause 1, comma, G2, clause 2. So again, what are the words that belong to group 2? It means, in other words, what are G2 words? There you have. So and for. So is a G2, and for is a G2, is another G2. Let's move it there. And let's use it. To connect the traffic was heavy, and I was late. The traffic was heavy, period, comma, so I was late. Let's go to group number 3. In group number 3, we have two structures. As we said earlier, that you can put the connective word in the middle between the two clauses, or you can start with it. But what are the connective words in this group? There you are. Because and since and as. So let's put them there in the box, and let's start using some of them. I was late because the traffic was heavy. As you see, no punctuation with because. I was late since the traffic was heavy. Or you can start with the connective word. Because the traffic was heavy, I was late. Or since the traffic was heavy, I was late. Let's go to the last group, group number 4. That's the structure. And what are the words that belong to group number 4? And they are also cause and effect words. It's because of and due to. And we have other words. You have also as a consequence of, as a result of, thanks to. All of these phrases belong to group number 4. So let's connect the two ideas here. The traffic was heavy. I was late. What do we need after G4? A noun. Can you say because of the traffic was heavy? No. What's the noun of the traffic was heavy? Because of the heavy traffic. Or because of the traffic. So there you are. I was late because of the traffic. Or I was late due to the traffic. Or due to the heavy traffic. The same. Because of the traffic, comma, I was late. Or due to the traffic, comma, I was late. That's it. If you have any questions, you can put them down in the comments, and if I have time, I'm going to answer them.